You guys remember these things? They were on carry commission, we sold out. This little guy behind the camera here, I'm gonna introduce you to him in a minute, but these sold out pretty quickly. These are the ZFP1s, but these are not the ZFP1s, are they? Because they're different. Are you naming them different, or are they just a different version of it?
ZFP1T.
ZFP1T? You're just gonna start adding letters every time?
Yeah, ZFP1, V1, V2.
So this is the ZeroFeud ZFP1, but we did a new pattern on this one. Well, Rick did. I didn't really do anything, but...
It's your idea.
What would you guys call this? See, I got called out recently in a comment because I said that this is topo, like topography. He calls it topo. The person who called me out called it topo, and he said like a... You said...
Topo Chico.
Well, Topo Chico, I don't know what that is, but the topographical map.
That's where the term comes from.
Right.
Yeah.
Topo.
Topographical map. So
not topo.
Yeah.
What? How would topo be right if topographical is not topo? What do you get? Okay, in the comments, tell me, topo or topo? Because if it's whichever one is correct, I will stick with it. But I've always said topo. No, I've always said topo, not topo.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's so confusing. Anyway, these will be up on the site at some point. Probably this week, maybe next. I don't know. Just keep your eye out on the site. Carry commission, carry.best. There are 20, so happy hunting. As you can tell, I am not at home or in my office. I'm actually in a shop, somewhere I'm actually happier than when I'm in my home or office. I like making things, and many of you probably don't even know that, but I used to make stuff. I was never really great at it, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I've wanted to get back into that for a while. So a while back, I was introduced to Will from Tactile Turn, and he actually told me that there's a guy who's local, who lives very close to me, a friend of his, who makes things. And I'd actually heard of this guy. He, I would say, got his start making, of all things, fidget spinners. And now he makes a lot of different things. Pin parts and wallets. Yeah, wallets. Pry bars. You guys,
working on my own pin.
You guys know these, the ZFP1. He's working on his own pin, his own wallet, a lot of stuff that's made right here, practically on my doorstep. So I've been coming here a lot. It's been really nice to talk with somebody in person about EDC stuff and nerd out and not just always be on the internet. But I guess I should introduce you to Rick. This is the man.
Hi guys.
This is Rick. ZeroFeud on Instagram and anywhere else? You mainly on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram, private Facebook group. I've got an open Facebook page. Working on a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel a few years ago when I started the company, mainly to talk about a few little things, bearing replacements on spinners and stuff, but not too active. Hoping to change that soon. I want to get out some good content. I love making stuff, and
you've got
I want to document it. So.
You've got this whole shop where you can make pretty much anything you want.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yep.
That's why I've been spending a lot of time here. Like, not as much as I'd like. I mean, if I could, I'd be here every day.
Yeah,
but I guess I've got to make videos for you guys because you guys get really antsy if I don't. But I've been coming here and we've been talking. We haven't really made anything yet, but we've been just talking about different things we can do together.
Yeah,
these are really cool. These aren't up on my site yet, but you can buy them directly from him on his website. It'll all be linked down below. You should give him a follow. So me making stuff is actually a pretty good segue into why Rick is here and why I'm ultimately here. But back, I guess late 2016, I did a video on, I'd made a DIY fidget spinner. It was a piece of trash. I went to Lowe's with an idea to find parts and make one, and I did. It was like 2 copper hose clamps, I guess is what they were. Or they weren't really copper. They were copper bronzed or something. But that and some screws and a bearing from my skateboard, and I put it together and made a really, really crappy fidget spinner. But right after that, like early 2017, I guess?
I got into it in August of 2016.
Okay, so you were right before me. So
Yeah.
I was doing EDC stuff on YouTube then, but at the time, fidget spinners, I guess, were still fairly new. I just had started seeing them pop up in people's pictures. I just wanted, at the time I had a series called Mini Mod Mondays where I would make stuff, and that's where that whole thing came from. I made that video and it just blew up. It got 300,000 views, like immediately. It was insane. And then this stuff happened. So this was you were one of the OGs, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the torque bar would be credited with like being the original fidget spinner. And shortly thereafter, guys started 3D printing ones. I don't have any of the ones that would represent that, but I had started to see some of the 3D printed versions pop up, and on Instagram I was following, it was EDC-ish. I'd always, I carried Spyderco knives, had Kershaw knives, started to see those pop up, and I was like, man, this is kind of cool. So I did my take on it. I found a Facebook group that had, I think, 150, 200 members in it. Posted some renderings and some machine samples, the ones I was going to make, or the ones that I had made, and within a matter of minutes I had hundreds of message requests, people wanting to buy stuff. Yeah, it was insane. And shortly thereafter that I did a pre-order, and this is just a small representation. A lot of these are pieces that didn't pass QC, or some of these are even in the various stages of finishing them.
And that's something you should know about this man right here. He doesn't ship something unless it's perfect. There's a graveyard in that blue tub over there, actually, of just it's where fidget spinners go to die, isn't it?
Yeah, not just spinners, but anything for that matter.
Yeah, but
a high level of.
But the point is, while fidget spinners are just kind of like, I don't know, they have a stigma in the EDC world, and you don't see them in carries much anymore. I said it a few weeks ago. Fidget spinners and fidget toys and things are still a thing. People still buy them and use them and play with them. And there is a stigma, like if most people don't want to be seen in public, messing with one, but I sit at my desk and I spin fidget spinners and tops and all sorts of things every single day. It's still a thing. Rick is still making them, but you want to expand.
Yeah,
right?
I do want to expand, but honestly, like I still make them because a lot of the people that collect them now see them more as art. They have a greater appreciation for the craftsmanship that goes into making them.
Yeah, I mean, look at this
the design
piece.
aspects.
Look at this.
Yeah, that was art that was done by a buddy of mine, and laser on. People they like it for the art that they carry, and a lot of people buy them. They may not even spend them or use them for therapeutic purposes. They just appreciate the craftsmanship. It's like they consider them art more than a fidget toy. And we don't call them fidget toys; they're just called spinners, right?
Right.
Because that negative connotation. But honestly, there's still a lot of people that take pride in carrying them. And I play with mine. Yeah, I play with mine all the time, and it's there's nothing wrong with it.
There was a guy recently that had a steel flame fidget spinner, like the one you have over there in that case, and he was looking for a titanium spinner.
Yes.
So I told him that you may have a titanium one. I don't know, but that's another thing is the kind of exotic materials.
Yeah, these are all a titanium Damascus. This is the brand would be a Moku tie by Chad Nichols. I think it's in Alabama somewhere. And then this carbon fiber. This is a Mokume. This is a 2-alloy Mokume. It doesn't lend itself very well to the contrasting, but the 3 alloys, like this is a 3-alloy Mokume. You can see the copper, nickel, and brass in there. And once polished up, man, they look really nice. These are some that I'm finishing up,
and I think that's probably one of your areas of expertise is finishing. Right?
Yeah, I spend I mean, I've got trays full of stuff to where
seriously,
I test stuff.
just trays and trays.
QC, but some of it's you want to achieve a certain result, and I mean, this is just a prime example here. Like these two pieces of mokume. This was deep or etched to a deep degree in acid, and then I polished it, and then I blasted it. And this one right here was just blasted and acid etched in a different type of acid, but it's the same material. It just has a different finish to it because of the processes, and that there's no way to dial that process in without doing it. It's you have to physically do it. So, and that to me, that's the funnest part. The prototyping, the test processing. I love that the best.
And you know what else he finished? This right here, the PM2. So this was originally done by EDC Alabama, but he closed his books, and Rick lasered this pocket logo on here, and I had the pocket logo on the blade, so I wanted it removed. So I was here one day, we lasered the handles, and then one other day we refinished the blade, which turned out awesome. But today we're gonna do the pin.
Yeah. Taylor brought his Tactile turn. Will Hodges is a good buddy of mine. I became friends with him about a year or so ago, that over, and become pretty close. So I have a great appreciation for his stuff, and he just launched a new pin project, and Taylor got him in. And what's a good pin that hasn't been customized?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's something I think it needs, just for my sake. Like, I've got a lot of stuff, but I love something that's a little custom.
Yeah. I think the part about customization that people that don't understand it don't realize that people do it because they make it personalized. It's customized in the sense that it's different than something everybody else has, but people love personalization.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to put their names on it. Obviously, the ultimate way to do it is like put your name on it, but people like their take on different styles and finishes.
So we just did a little bit of a test run because I want to customize the Tactile Turn bolt action titanium, and I want it bronzed. So this was the original, and he just anoded this one right here. Look at that. That is sick. That turned out perfect. Let's do it up.
We had to resort to the blowtorch to get this Loctite free on these guys.
Yeah, having a little trouble getting the bolt off or out.
Will used like supersonic.
Yeah, some serious Loctite on there.
Like red, alien style stuff.
Was it working?
I think so.
No. Oh God.
Might have to torch it again. And an ugly pin, we finally have this bolt coming out, and it's still being a bit of a bugger, or bolt handle rather. Yes, we shouldn't be using regular pliers on this, but we've already considered it a loss, but we're going to clean up the edges. So,
gotta make it ugly to make it pretty again. There we go, it's off.
Thank you, Will, for the supersonic alien Loctite. Alright, so we got Will's pin apart, or rather Taylor's pin from Will at Tactile Turn. We've decided to sandblast the tube and the tip together, and then we're going to anodize it and then tumble it. The clip, we're going to sandblast it and then acid etch it a black and then tumble it. The bolt carrier itself, we're going to polish it up so it's going to be a little bit smoother and silkier, not that the pin wasn't already silky smooth. The bolt handle, we're going to polish it up and anodize it, re-anodize it blue. The spring's going to stay the same. This cap is actually going to go on the body too. So this should be a bronze. This should be anodized bronze with a nice rustic look to the end, or after the final tumble. I think it's going to turn out great.
I think it's going to be sick. All right, let's do it. So last thing, we decided last minute that I think we're going to laser this clip with a topo or topo pattern.
Topo, topo, topo.
Topo topo. That is sick though. Oh my god. That is perfect. And even just a couple... Man. So we're all finished here. That thing turned out better than I could have expected. That's really, really sick. I mean, just one more look. One more look. Look at that.
Just do a little frog loop on it to kind of bring out some colors, darken it up, and then adds a little bit more fluidity to that action. It's only going to get better with age.
Coming here and doing this is a lot of fun. So, I mean, I've been coming here for what, about 2 months now? Roughly? Maybe longer than that. And really we just talk about things we could do, but this is the first time we've actually really done something other than fixing the knife. So if you guys like this, let me know down below. We'll do more of this in the future. We'll come back, hang out with Rick in his shop. Thanks for having me today, man.
No problem, guys.
We'll be back soon.
Yep.
Be sure to give Rick a follow. ZeroFeud on Instagram, and check out his store. He's got some cool stuff. And there's also the pry bars. Those are in carry commission, or will be soon, very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Smell it.
So good. Love it. I love it.
It's that frog loop.